saying?
You so Obi, I'm nowhere.
Excuse me. I don't be aboko. Nah, also Ekoi.
It could be better, but you so. It would be better, but you so.
Then you say, maybe I'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Maybe no. Me see, go fit into me see what kind of a problem in mental. No, I knew say he meant mentality and mindset.
Yes.
What can I see? Yes, he came back
to correct it
to avoid the torture of bloggers. Yanka, the next minute, COVID-19 says Ghanaians are mad. No. Yeah. And Omun Chronioka, oh, he says the problem of Ghanaians is that they are mad. It's good he came up to clarify.
Very important, very important. Anyways, and my friend from common in so Kofi.
Yes, sir.
You speak for government, more handling of the dam spillage, no, has come in for some massive criticisms and what do you think, Mepacho?
That's Obi. The handling of the dam no has come under massive criticism or has come under politicization. There are two different things.
Anyways,
what it has come under a politicization. Because Ghana ni bia we bi na kuma mu se sebe oweni ato man no kwan be na ye fa so no a wonni adwenmu po bi se kwan be na ebetimi afa so adane asem we dia politics no will appreciate baby a free ba ne baby a yabedru obi me mato me bo aye research kakra me nwie
okay
me gusua me ye me research because asem no me pese me ti ase na yetimi boama etiefo enso nyamu nti ase e de ne bai de tie ne se obi ensuo na a support to dam. It is the biggest man-made lake in the history of the world.
Yes.
It's
The third.
The third in the world.
In the world.
And the biggest in Africa.
Okay. Ensuo na da hon. Billions of cubic feet. Billions. It is the SRT for the kind ase ensuo na eda ho no ena ensuo no yaye bibia ye friend dam basically no ye de concrete a block ensuo no movement ena atwe bi abegu concrete na chi ena ye de fasunya anyinam ahoden ti a creative pathways a e de begu reservoir na e support ye dam no na de tie ne say dam no won bibia fe no elevation ensuo no baby e say duru a ye de ye adwuma de nya anyinam ahoden na elevation no ye obibia ye fe no emergency space so the elevation level no a ye operations no must be 276 feet or below until unya 276 feet or below you are operating at a safe level.
I think it's 77.
That be 277 is above.
It's 277.
Maybe I know emergency space no. The operational space near 276.
276.
276.
Yeah, engineer no.
Yes.
Deputy CEO no can.
Yes. But 278 the 2 feet marginal. Since you no bro so I know there. You design it down and say you can go that 2 feet margin.
Yeah.
The highest Ghana yenya in that emergency space is 277.5. You knew 278.
Okay.
And only kweku our trade time no 2010 and you the highest 277.5. So yentia say the operational level standard near 276 or below. 276 and up no. Now ensure no adorse too much, but at least who was some space here you can go up to 278.
Yes.
About 278 asamaba.
Danger.
You are in serious trouble. Now, ensure na a what dam no measurement no. Ansana and sutrina eba no. every 6 different countries and ever. Every Burkina, part of northern Togo, part of Ivory Coast, Benin, and even part of Mali. And now, so 60% of the sources no every these countries and ever. Enti since you tow up north, na a sunny neighbor. Now, apart from 276, 278 numbers now working with no, you also have to worry about ensure na air balance no ni year level how high and no so den echo because e no ne dose no e say nya ba bi e be kwa den e be kwa kogo patcho what you say enti e say we make sure say wo number no Andrew 276 277 na de e free abontin ba be gum no e dose a unya space bia then e be den e be book come afaso Ghana fonya santi aseni. So we are dealing with 2 different numbers. The first is the dam itself, and then the second is Insuna Urban. Now, for the longest time, the Abayano ne VRA say Afibiano omoye stakeholder engagement with the various communities, etc. Now ye sensitize you Afibia from meme checks, naturally say. As far back as 20 so years ago, this is something they've been doing. At least for the last 10 years, there's been consistent. Omoye. Enti Omoye's education last year. And ankayenya after 2010, last year ankayenya another one and no more suspect to say spillage in the beba. But by October thereabout, no nensio no a subside ti ama. Now this year, I have a confusion kakra. Kofo bebre free says simulation almost started year. March almost started di hun komono no mu free say omu nimsuo dodo a eba da bi nya sanete. The enti almost started year san yema ni nyina say they took a decision say ye escape last year for the first time ye move from just normal ye hia na ye di hun komono to practicals. Na yenye simulation yenfa the various stakeholders in nyanya the emirate. Some of the stakeholders are assembly, MCEs, ahemfo, NADMO mpodie omo de experts free North Dakota abrochimemu esa babeka ho police command, fire service, and other groups of nyina ekabo and almost start engagement. So engagement no say this time no education no yemfan ko simulation. So mepe any 2 other communities, one in Ada mepe and the other one na Mirefi. 3 communities we know and no more simulation. In anticipation says ekobase yebeya, not that it is necessarily going to happen. Adintra. Because at that time no nim ensure no dodua ebeden ebeba. In fact, checks nature say April, May, June no ena ensure what the southern sector no eto. Then July, August, September ensure what northern sector no eto. Medical culture say northern sector no e ho na twi so ni nyina yeden eba. The southern sector ensure na eto no from my checks nature say April, May no crowd enya impact bia on the river at all. E June dia no enya impact kakra. Eno mpo no the contribution a enya wonsuo no so ye just 2% pen e de beka ho. A free July, August na a free northern side no hwieba no. By July now you are looking at additional 5% in sure abeka ho. By August no one more water coming a hona when you enough data we betimi dia your prediction say September, October no insuo no be den e be yesen. To this time by August no near 17% of additional water for naba. Enti na omo simulation na omo predictions o my ni nyina akira be si so say okay. Then looking at the way insuo ne ba no certainly insuo no betimi ayeden adoso the eba no betimi adoso. So let's begin the process. So sensitization on my dada, but in August they started community sensitization again. NADMO esi call the various communities any omoko kasai. Echire omu say the betimi asi ni ade ado. Remember oma simulation ni bibia wi. Till September 15th and almost started spillage no. Unsen nkofo say spillage ni ba na yanti bibia yehu yante nsuo na abe fire there be enye nokre. September 15 my memo data no. And the first spillage by the first spillage no was 20,000 CFS cubic feet per second. Mame, just 1 second me de ni na be ma. The first spillage September 15th. At that time no na nsuo no elevation no 272 feet. 272.5 feet. Even though na enyen drew crisis level of 278 no, they began to spill because na omu anticipate say ensuo no yeden e saneba. Enti no say wo 272 kra na, you still have about a room of 5.5. But entwe ma ensuo no yeden e man santi yen start na yen reduce from 272 no na enko and you start here with 20,000 feet. I mean CFS no cubic feet per second. And then September 24th, yeah, they call 50,000. October 6th, yeah, they call 70,000. October 10th, yeah, they call 110,000. And then October 11th, yeah, they call 183,000. So you see that there is a gradual processor. Ye really see insuno, ye really see insuno. October 11th, now ye did 183 ne buy. Na the abegun any the ye you know. Now for elevation na be drew 276.8. It at that point you know. Because na 272 when they started and about 274 and about 276. So you see that the speed now a free a no a faster than the year release you know. Till by October 11th now you were 183,000 now year release no near 276.80. We were just less than 2 feet or actually 1 feet 1.2 feet per of space left. So at that time no you really see that quantity now what is going to happen is say you better hit 280 no. Now when you hit 278 now na se bunka for efaswa na se dam ni break here the damage ni beba be drew part of Accra. In fact the research shows that baby elevation here less than 12 feet above sea level no will be submerged. Baby elevation here less than 12 feet no the entire place will be submerged. So what fast so that you see that a flat area all the way to Tema almost Accra flat. And medical culture say we are talking about billions of water is saneba kebe mema fa Accra in Tema bisi and crying baby ni nyina be wash away will literally wash away. That is the degree of problem you deal with. And it is a one problem na sia now wo betina baby aka say unfortunately we shall comments are nuanu bi ya comments they are making they say a man-made disaster. How can ensure air to from different parts of the region nani nyina abehia na sani begu vote animu can be man-made disaster. Obi ebi amementi man-made ase nyankopon to ni nsuo no obi si e man-made. The man-made asama mo kan nyina ne say is a VR for ba mu a omo adwuma ne say omo be manage nsuo no dodo a ebetimi aba ba bia nipa ne temamufo te no eno ne man-made. In fact ene on various platforms NDC for started kasa tikti ni omo say the VR for ye no intentional to destroy lives and livelihoods.
How?
Oh, oh yeah. And then my name is Duji Tamaklo. Oh, TV3. We can question Abia, Adena Mubi, and Adasini, all of that. But to go to the extent, and I know Obi Frame say the rep on Metro TV said the same thing. Say, intentional and deliberate. And then Okujeto a black one and so can be. Was he VRA induced flooding designed to destroy lives and livelihoods? Where are we taking our politics? So VRA betimi asheda kwhye dem say ye sheda ye flooding near the asay nipa kunipa asay nipa japade. How did we get here? I don't think I see a politics no a sinking that low. That is what prompted me say, you know what? I am going to take time to understand these issues. And since my research, sir, the argument is that then one started spelling in July. Until I make a choice say, so what the rainfall pattern last year in July, see April, May, June. The first April, May, no impact. The airban enough to even impact the southern rains. July, August, September, the northern rains, and the starting impact. Even July, impact a marginal 5%. August, 17%. At that point, and now we begin to see the extent of water heading. So how do you begin to say? Be a dam when in June and July impact away is 7%. So unti data nasia you begin to make these analysis. Many animal how mbeka sabi me the manu besi the mesre ne say when aba and obi enya voter region nko.
Sure, Eastern Kahon, Greater Accra Kahon.
Enya hompo. Pro East.
Yes.
Sene East, Sene West. Savannah region. Oko the Mamprego, Bupe district, Mankrago. Western North. And then I know
it can affect
the more upstream
and downstream. Me pay for a downstream impact.
Yeah.
And a hono
we pay upstream those areas upstream impact. Yeah.
And your money no flooding ni behind account. So
but Western North money at the end it will not be from the spillage. Omono will not because many not more deputy DG needing common. Flooding currently affecting 9 out of the 16 regions in Ghana at the moment. Okay. Flooding generally,
okay.
But the year spillage no flooding
direct impact.
No three regions for now. You understand?
On the downstream side.
On the downstream side.
But the
upstream no yet directly from the spillage. If you
of course. Because
sure.
That's the whole idea. And impact can be on each end.
Both sides, okay.
So what you are saying. And obi ko jina baby ko kase ye nuanum voter region for na ya shed that say ye way.
No, that's unfortunate.
But you've heard that. And I want to hear. Want to hear.
I've seen some comments like that on social media.
No, even a member of parliament. Jifa Gumashi has said it. And a medical culture will say, Okujeto Blackwa say, a VRA induced flooding to destroy the lives and livelihoods of the people of Mepe.
No, when you're there. I mean, VRA I didn't know me.
Obi.
Okay, go
careful.
Me that say
politics now careful.
Ekosiisen high Asempa FM. I don't know if lawyer Chumberima share those opinions said Kofi Kasesam party members Kekanaba answer na lawyer your microphone here mami Melcom Super Saver I said that promotion is still on na this promo no EDB Kekemen Canada. You enjoy a 15% discount on purchases worth 400 Ghana cedis and above. In the Utonium or Melcom 400 cedis and above from the 11th of October and you share see be 1st November. Melcom stores in our nationwide. Otonioma 400 cedis and above. You amount 15% discount. Inti just present your Super Saver card to enjoy this amazing discount. It is not valid on items already on promotion. To Melcom shop. Na nyoma bi en ya tete so dada. Nyoma bi en no ya tete so shop or dada no 15% we enka no. In the customers in yana da mo ase. Mon kai say for this promotion the terms and conditions apply. Melcom is where Ghana shops. Inti mama yen nyina yen hye so ne yen fa ye ho enhye. It's an amazing opportunity to shop. Tonyoma ni guo for bronya because bronya you know ebeye de brutal in the bomodin say obeto nyoma na guo say de be ya bronya no nyoma betimi akoyi ama woni wabusua. CBG nso the business plus account aba. Now almost say more small or medium scale enterprises. A school, a hospital, a sorry club be an association be now a part of CBG say every CD count. It is a way to grow your business. It was a sika be an almost a ho in here. In the CBG created this interest bearing business account. I amount true value for money. Your friend is CBG Business Plus account. Your amount interest rate are attractive. You have access to checkbooks, USSD banking, local and international cards, alert, internet banking, CBG mobile app, CBG money voucher platform. They are our top-notch relationship management. Okoye in branches na 114 ewa Ghana. Emu biya ibetimi FBA Business Plus account ni bi amount. Unti biya si afre 0302 216 000. T's and C's apply. CBG, we stand with you. Lawyer Chumberima. Dam spillage, flooding, and matters arising. My intio,
Obi. Media, my position, no, I'll pick it from different angles. And I don't know whether it was released today or yesterday, but I heard it today. It's Ghana Forces issue letter B. What kind of
issue? Yeah, or more issue statement, sure.
Yeah, a statement rather, not a letter. Sorry. And now. To them, I think it was in response to Honorable Ablakwa.
Yeah, social media post and some other media reports. On my withdrawal from me.
Correct. Now, my response and the penemy war UTV and it was read. Now, really, you know, as one can understand, sometimes some of our institutions said, "Om can be na om ma criticize." Say, "Oh, and yes, I want withdraw men." Nemuna mepe a situation was a condition, no?
Under control.
Under control. Near the Omo
other
Ghana Armed Forces. Wouldn't Padomo. Obi. Do you know the number of people that are serving as Ghana Armed Forces officers?
You know what's happening? Deploy
number not short to has him. Dear, never be sent. You just win more.
Navy for no the coin.
Yeah, Navy and 48 years.
I think Navy no crowd. I mean, check it. Are they small?
You don't know their numbers, do you?
But we are talking of thousands of people working in uniform. Thousands of people.
Yeah, but when your commander,
Obi, me commander, but I mean, you all know, say, you need to hand and one and the work of the Ghana Navy. And they had 20. All right. There are thousands of people in the armed forces. Take the 3,000.
Thousands of people.
I don't make my own number. I
mean,
the entire Ghana armed forces.
What does it? And no one. Hold on. Into the don't worry. You can start to toe that line or not to. I mean, there's no problem. But maybe understand. I had issues with that letter.
Okay.
Because anyone now, maybe to say anyone 1 year, my money you won't feel fair enough. It's good. I remember the answer. In as much as I'm a condition in another situation, officers are from Obi. They are still in. I mean, they are still submerged by the water.
Yeah.
And for that reason, the presence of our officers is still needed.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I know, say you're marine police, But I've not seen them in this things here because you and are they apart.
Not that I know of. What I know is NADMO for and a Ghana Armed Forces supported.
Yes, but there's a Marine Police,
a naval team, and a 48 engineers.
And I'm seeing our Marine Police.
Yeah, there are Marine Police.
And one knows that BBC saying can they support?
Because Marine Police, they were created to monitor oil, or pirates, oil. Into they are mostly
correct. And I can any question we see security services and we don't really any kind we jam maybe not move up.
Yeah.
So that's but association you were bar. Even people who are not even President Kofonya accident to events. Everyone say and evil. We are from Sembo. What do you call them?
Fire service.
That be I mean they were the first one to go to the car. I mean so as in sometimes and any money in Nana because where the new area and some money be see. I mean and they will tell you say what matter say accident this year the first people with him accident scene.
Fire
service. Sure. But in people use I say any police. So just in the fire service when they came first there why did the police even go there first? Okay. So I disagree with your letter. Say, oh, na baby, and you some back home tina. No, in my opinion,
it was deliberate.
I don't want to believe it's deliberate.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to believe it's deliberate. Remember, you say those men should have been maintained there and take other people to any other place that you think you need their services.
Okay.
Simple.
That's fine. I mean, that's a
simple. You don't tell me say me from what I know, Minister Ghana forces sorry Ghana never any pass up 20 and 10 no more so na anybody who video say no woman now there were less than 20 people from what I saw.
But how about after more assessment of the situation and in their professional way they think say the situation has been brought under control, there are other areas where we hear men urgently.
No, men can't say men no go. Did they make any?
Okay.
Baby, men no. There are a lot of people who are also trained like them.
Almost me
a from maintain when we have because situation enjoy it.
Okay.
Situation enjoy it. When you before you didn't come and me by not money and our friend and
sure.
Any friends
reporter,
okay, no, I say press conference. Almost 1 million and so the situation is not yet under full control.
Okay.
So that's it. That shifting controversy if you are keep them there because would work for a purpose. Their presence is highly needed until the end when Obi. Even will be a phone who's a wood for my phone with the animal. Okay? So that's why you are I mean, you don't come before saying here, you did to say baby for being young. But remember, and say, keep baby, I'm going to say, you be here, sub group when you move beyond. Obi, take people who are just like them to those places.
Some points, Musa said, as a former police officer, do you think all forces are deployed at a go for such disasters? Some pine you
catch some pine. So man, I said they should deploy all the forces. Yeah, limit argument to Ghana Navy.
Okay.
Anyone more airboy was saying swing one day I see you. And I make us a nipa na kohono. And I say nipa adika ko was ya mo bua mo no. And yet one more in one Indian kwa and alcohol. There are still other people behind that. One was in India, they can also assist. But this is a serious situation now. Obi who been said if what we have been hearing is correct. It was in 2010. That is 13 good years ago.
Yes.
Okay? And 13 years in Bonkwamba, the number of people who were living in those areas here was not the same as 13 years ago. I increase the all right, and this and then so would the old mom such assistance. I wouldn't even say about boa more because you me to say me chronos and so you in back. So these are people that say me who are not as a means to my message on my baby because so you so more adio. It's a years and so both he can save me. So what I say, but you was half for me when my penny that idea be on some yamate. I almost in Modario. Okay, so their presence is highly needed. So I disagree that also before you keep them there and take other people to those areas. I mean, say baby about you. Is it true? True is the end. I mean, other videos are you're from saying UTV show na paya one was in school from learning to so and I think they are trying to cross to go to school or something.
Okay.
What they are saying is I want you be here such many be take those who are just like them. Ghana Navy take some there. We are not asking for the entire Ghana forces to be moved to those things, no. But one more was I so when at the end and not just the handful now said one more call a penny other communities. No, there are more. That is my first argument. The second argument is it
is some of the reasons no must say
okay.
The Ghana Armed Forces wishes to categorically state that the information in circulation is inaccurate,
okay,
and that the personnel have not been given any orders from above to withdraw from Mepe or any other community affected by the spillage.
Okay.
Contrary to the social media posts, it must be emphasized that the humanitarian relief operations, codenamed Operation Buafo, being conducted by Ghana Navy's Riverine Command and the 48th Engineer Regiment of the Army, is being executed in phases. As of 22nd October 2023, the situation in Mepe has been brought under considerable control, and therefore it became necessary to urgently redeploy some personnel and equipment to other distressed communities around Bator and its environs, which were in dire need of support. Following the deployment of additional personnel and equipment to these distressed communities, the operations being conducted have been varied to suit the evolving situation. It must be placed on record that for the purpose of this operation, Ghana Armed Forces has established an emergency operations center which is coordinating all GAF activities in a harmonized manner in conjunction with NADMO.
All right, that's it. I know I can't get to an India, but Nina, the proper market. The okay, a Koba, we see the make a choice. But before him, but I don't just say my purpose was woman as I'm going to back. They still need them.
Okay.
Because relief items here yet chair and now friend not money or somebody being quiet are not good in trouble. One could do one as I say, you need some of this men to be able to transfer those things to them. So my penny any other communities is here, the money be ever be doing. I mean, the chance saying I'm more now some of Fonko. I be the echo day in and day out. The BDA could do when as I say, yeah, the command microphone will be a move. I mean, go. Now, one more call on the situation. In fact, from what they are saying,
yeah, some of the camps now so chance you.
Yes, somebody has said, and you say, they should wait until they are redeployed to that place again. I'm what?
Very well.
Somebody has said, I'm what? Now, my next argument here said, where you wait the measures to be able one so president from example ministerial interministerial committee no do you have the terms of reference
TOR any statement named directly so but at least what the statement communicates they say they have to they are to coordinate government response to the crisis, coordination of government response.
Okay,
use the microphone
on 3 legs.
Okay,
one, to move everybody to relief centers.
Okay.
There were 20 relief centers.
Yes.
So more demand to help say be move or more say move
safe havens.
Yeah. And then nyame adom na yetimi move or we na say niema subside there. Kwan be move or more back to their homes.
Okay.
And then thirdly no kwan ya betimi ama omanya omo economic
livelihoods
back.
Me that say Kofi me that say I mean in fact the second one no kwana boa me with me point I can make it so. The second one say bringing them back to where they were before the event.
Yes.
Obi, they are coming back to stay in those houses again.
They are even going to assess. Also, bringing them back to their even include possible relocation.
Some kind of restitution.
What does it say? From what I've seen, men never cast a men coho. But one more corner, when put the Soviet on Saturday. So I'm running video or picture for me saying, I would me and as I said, I didn't you. And I wanted to ya. And I said, well, could not want to visit here. And I was asking, I can, and yesterday, you tried radio show to be a TV, so I cannot try that yet. Imagine so be, I'm sure. I mean, many somebody, me just a bit more cooperation when you don't catch a I pay the day is this way. Obi. Not when it cheers would die in Swan no say. Insurance in the I mean 20 minutes view. For some time. In so no down me who been my one dia no and a paper not Benamona come back which was it one boat to Mr. Canoes and then so on con which means attaching obi so imagine a daya meti canoe mutesa obi na mesaka with the refugees that the refugees that we na a former hotel is according to me can
enubini
okay, so if you are seeing these things, what it means is that sad nine way na yehuno obi 90% of them see a any pani ye pass we are collapsing na
for structural integrity issues
because you are collapsing na na makwan masafo e ba betram back because maybe a tier ho tell you be being trend but na fie back obi na nyame anya adna nsu kase bi koto and the flood but about the from my bar
ebebu adan
breaking news a obeti ne krom ha no waso bebu because nipa adan ne be kagu wo so no utanko ye bonesa kwa na dwobre
atamaranko
obi anadwobre obi ada ne nsi oto ibi na nipa anye ne bia ne bia nipa ko da de no bia odi aduro kakra to no nso na eto nyina no wonte o wonte do ti an se se bibi gu edan so bu obi me kom ye bu wa achimota ze wa hwan ebu na mgina ho ebu less than 3 seconds edan ebu less than 3 seconds na me drive me traffic light na we say traffic light e wele ni mpe na won me do aso ready na me magina me john and edan jirugu so you see a travel say there is danger ahead and that the ministerial committee if some material no ba ko wo mu ne say you better so be no one we take them there number one
yes.
And then we bring them back whether or not to that place say if say whether or not they are then now my plea to them and say they should start thinking of an alternate place and not the same place.
But you see lawyer they don't want to move
no Kofi
no they don't want to move from
do you know why they are saying so because I say I mean imagine say Udi Obi Atra asempa for all his life. What does it? Obi Atra man
emotional attachment, no.
What does it? Nina nane ma me kai bui dam. Yeah no from na for say yeah but number 2 can say like number concrete na they design dam na nkasa no. And then one of the days you go share communities no. Na woman na ye be relocate na woman sisi I mean somehow more is it Jema or something? I mean, I couldn't do it. And I move one call, but before some you know, you have to do community engagements. And one of them I was there. Obi, they wanted to if we relocate Sabisa Fracho and Penny anymore. One more whatever they want to relocate them to that to whatever they are going to. I'm telling you, and it was done. Government then this government under president had no option than to ensure that they will get them I mean more or less a new cemetery to go and I mean assume and then go and rebury or whatever again of those bodies. I'm telling you. So that is how I the is here. And sometimes yes we may say oh I never person of but let's also remember I mean as you said the emotional part of it. Mm-hmm. Say obiako sit 4-bedroom house 5-bedroom house na enye ne fom so BBC abetono and nani dan yi wotrem e dangerous ntia kasi bi enkotrem bi bibu atu obi na se de esima on enye de wu tesi afa ya office ba ko no kwa na nijem even though relocation aba okọ be edan foforo mu de assuming but kono na enye na nijie so ana de wade ko. So all those things, you ain't ruling it out because these are people's emotions and sentiments can never be ruled out when it comes to these matters. Yeah. And they're important. It is a committee, you know, and I said, yeah, says interministerial committee. So when we remember, my plea to them is say the coming back should not be to the same place. It doesn't matter whether there will be another spillage in the next year or two or whatever, but they make answer for the safety of the people who will be living in there. YNC mom better back. Obi, the next year health issues. Yes, some lot of crying, but I'm not at the video bit and I pay. Lord of Quang Cassan Cassan, Lord of Quang, can use no say there now. I know when we use boots. I wonder if I know. It's a very name, and another factor. Lord of Quang do one in soon for all this one. The possibility of we now say very high. So our mind should be thinking of the next way of reconstructing new roads again. Yeah. Financial tour. dead bodies are septic fracture near CC or more. And then you no ko enanimu Obi. And from what Bernard said, if that is a reality, some of them come to fetch this same water no be back to go and use.
I said I must stop here.
But they were fortunate. They were fortunate. So if imagine say dead body septic fracture mbani anymore. Afra, I mean
just for clarification, was it because now should be new and now they decided to do that? Is it
should be new as in said
yes.
But no, I'm saying baby I relocated to India. I think that they don't really have access to good water. So they are compelled to come again. Don't forget also impossible be a map attic. Now you be 15 years then when I say you back at a point in time in the person with me. So those who can wait for you have to go and sort for alternative. I mean, let's not rule out because you paid you will be honest. They will say anything to be honest. They will see an idea. Certain things you wouldn't do it or I wouldn't do it. That what I said, but okay. But the effect of these things, Obi, ya dear be back actually. You can't go on. But I will say, and not that you are doing business. Say, I was like, this is the time where I say, when you are not van, you have the buy and carry my bar.
When you are not van,
this is the time.
No,
moving car yet to engines.
Ambulance. As ambulances now subject of litigation in court.
Motor Kings are ambulances.
And motor kings. This were medical. Have you seen that number before?
They were essentially clinics on wheels. Lawyer.
I don't say that. I
mean, they were mini clinics on wheels.
Very good.
No.
No, that's it. These are the time that. Oh.
It's a pick up any more my explain a copy of the green book.
I've seen them.
You have seen them and who know talking?
The advanced motor.
Aboboya.
Oh, thank you. So then don't tell people
that point is and why then
this is some of the times like here this ones no. Okay? I mean for medical assistance. To areas
doctors do more.
Oh, Obi. Now doctors in Nigeria.
Yeah, but it would have helped.
And doctors in
a clinic on wheels.
Of course.
Would have helped.
It will help. No, that would have it will help.
Clinic on wheels.
It will help because listen, at first, you see, no, you're not getting something right. At first, Obi, you're
not
at first, Obi can be separate. Obi decided to be in Baku person or hospital or clinic. So
yes.
But now we are all confined at one particular place. Movement to come. Sometimes if you are not assisted by this medium, see, when we use this now, we can move from one end to the other.
Yeah.
By virtue of that, these vehicles are better to assist you in your medical care than some because the doctors.
The safe havens now. A war. A friend is saying high grounds.
It will assist. So much. Okay, it will assist so much. But what they say I'm not going to say now.
Only other SCC Kolebu. Now, what's say?
Remember say.
They are not
in use.
They are not in use. SCC Kolebu.
They are me could one day. Now me for the other. Unfortunately, we could have the can't see enemy. James, I've been left to. I'm to rot.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at the allowed to rot. Okay. They are allowed to rot. Go to Kolabu today. Yes, they are allowed to rot. They are allowed to rot. I'm telling you, they are allowed to rot.
The point is, a can editor.
What
is we should find use for them?
It is there.
What happens? They say we create a certain management models for these things.
To consume money, to chop money.
You won't say. Say be the asha so mesi an obenten sa
no one say
ekoye ya na hu sika no be be fa me
minister now whoever is around them they want to come up with some model.
Yes.
Even if there is an existing model that would serve the same function. Okay.
So these are the times kabere okay. And can you see me here to ask because I be your friend not your friend when say I'm for boy. you need healthcare free. We need them. Because the key, and the man at Trampo was at 9. See, any young Kohua, Yaria, but to say was a man, Mansenwa, a dear Ecoso. Yes,
Medase.
Okay,
Maminti Atik Kakra.
What's my career? What I'm on, how many minutes?
Maminti,
30 minutes.
I think Maminti on lawyer,
lawyer, this is an answer. Anyway, Nedi Maminti Gamaga for Republic of Gamaga for Chow. Now, media disaster dear, a bar, and you can example. Whether we MPP or NDC or where disaster and bankrupt funds you have form. Ukwa young country say NDC for they were spared and MPP for were spared. Obia was swept by Sans, you know. And when we are dealing with the aftermath of disasters, we need to be very conscious of the victims. But yet the politics ebe urimwa na saying common. Look, this is the time we need collective action. We need to act as one on this particular situation. Now, in this particular situation, we need to act as one. Like I said, you to say, Atorenchem binaba. How do we respond to that Atorenchem as Ghana for, not as Amanyo for? And look, in disasters, there is no political capital to be made. There's no way there's no way you can make any political capital out of disasters.
You sure about that?
How the reason is that Nipana no hu chirno odi ye amanyo sema. It stops Nipana of getting the requisite support. And at the end of the Nipana on fan chow, because if the person is conscious enough to know say we need any kasemu ne ma, the kinds of responses that we ought to have had are ambano. Nipana on fan chow. And we saw what to respond, and I want to respond because we think say it adheres to the benefit of a certain political elements almost so fan chow because they feel say you abandoned them in their times of need. And nobody wins when you play politics with disasters. Imagine say a pandemic by COVID-19 with even though some attempts were made, but because NDC for NPP for NPP they realize that look, I've always made this point. There's this political scientist called Gramsci. He says politics is a game of cooperation and competition. And there are areas but there are times that cooperation is what leads the way. Politics no, but young politics it is adversarial from start to finish. BBM SO winning over the other. But look, first class political science student. Say what is politics? They would simply tell you that authoritative allocation of resources.
Yes.
How we allocate resources for the good of all. And when politics, what is here? Until you have obia or no or nimdia or area wemu, wesu nimdia or area wemu. They bring their expertise to advise on how resources are allocated for the benefit of all. But we reduce politics to partisanship at every turn. But there's a difference. At some point, we need to play politics and not be partisan. But here in the BBM, we are always looking for competition. And we ignore that critical element of politics, our friend cooperation. And also, disasters bar. There are no winners and there are no losers. We all are losers. And you say, your boy homodin. How do we get ourselves out of disaster? And one here, and one is saying, now, I heard a member of parliament make the claim, say, this is a man-made disaster.
Is it not?
It is. Is it? Is it?
How is
what
it
is a man-made disaster? Something that is a function of deliberate action of man. Oh,
yes. Yes.
How, you see, it's contradictory. On the one hand, they say that this is force majeure. On the other, they say it's man-made. Well, how do you reconcile the two? And I want to be force majeure and I say
force majeure is not man-made.
Force majeure. Yeah. These are not man-made occurrences.
Yes.
Man-made, like I said, it's a function of deliberate action of man. Now, via the phone a man's unit toy. And I'm go sans unit if you know the account home and year man. I said junior might be once I can say June and like I said, disaster is not a win situation for anybody. Until we need to eschew such utterances. Say, oh, is this man-made disaster? As if Sep you a bit share that Emma disaster you buy. When have you ever found answer buying? When you share them as disaster you buy? And you see, I said to you, because sometimes new and look me away. And yet, among you and you be an obetias here. There are areas you're comfortable in. About what you come and ye. There are others too that are technical. Until so soon. Yet me suya etias here, but won't mean tias and chendi pana area no. There are some areas I'm comfortable in, and no my same re esuya hunyama. What is here? But you go to BB to say energy. That's not my area. I can have bits and pieces of information about it and general ideas, but the way I will be a sabi or a technical person is that area no. That's not how I'm going to understand it. And you are no kasa. I can't take my lay views about that area to want to override or no technical understanding. And yes, and some people are claiming say very for nanka say releasing you kakra fit hey kakra na adino debiana e bi account and they have a maximum holding capacity. And once the hydraulic head no nsuo trust our level now, that is the level at which nsuo like the dam can contain. When it goes beyond it will even destroy the turbines. Look, let's even forget about spillage now and dam the bebu. Turbines now generate electricity. No, once the water exceeds our level, no, since a fat turbines will a 10 to give us energy. But in soon does drew a brew levels now turbines bet my container. No. And imagine yet ha light ye juma ye imagine. And hydro is about 60% in the mix, me boy.
Yeah. More than
that, we knock off 60%.
We are dead. Straight
we
to
are
doom.
Finished.
We will doom. So we be doom cry.
Doom forever. And imagine the economic. Already we are struggling to recover from the effects of COVID and other related shocks. Now we back on the Zangagana. There's will be like a terrible case. But Tenga people know who say. There is a way we can save the dam and save lives. Now, so it will come at a cost because they don't control them. These are exogenous. Insuana airton, very fun to me can change and coupon say, they can't control it. And again, there are effects of climate change in as if for weather patterns are changing. What you say? And there is very little they could do or they can do in terms of insuana ebeka hono, but they can manage. Senebeya insuano levels no inside dam. Sure. Look, every dam be almost spillways. The unfortunate situation for us is usually when they create the spillways, excess water no ye faho and it goes back into the lake now from which the dam is created, and in this case the Volta Lake.
Yes.
Unfortunately for us, insurance are come back into the Volta Lake now. It will cause havoc around the Atimpoku and
area,
Ubehuana and also Hajun. So we have a unique problem. In many situations, when there is excess water, the spillways are created in such a way, are constructed in such a way, they lead back into the main lake from which the dam is created. But yes, Hannah, a creative problem will be before. So what do we do? The only way I'm betting is they spill the water, they like in a graduated manner. Me idea I have say, and VRA has claimed vulnerability. Say, Omun need to me to have said Obia or war on the spillway, not spillway, on the path now. Spillage now.
No development should go on there. They don't have that power. And assemblies,
and government through local government should have made sure because anyway we've had experiences and once and twice and thrice. This is about the 5th time. And that's what we call indicative planning. You see, Bibitua, I saw drink queen. Say,
if it happens again, what do I do?
What will I do? And it happened once, twice, thrice,
and we've allowed even more development in those in the low-lying areas. It's
no sense, you know, a area, a pepper, and local government. Until I say, you cannot fault VRA. Now we must take collective responsibility. And ya bankro happen soon as ACU. From 1965, Nkrumah, Liman, Buzi Obi, everybody is culpable. Until I say you can't do politics with this thing. I say TSS, we've made a big mistake. We shouldn't have allowed development along that. Yes. Fanukra said, if in future we want to create some satellite reservoirs, so that spillage nearby, you bet me are directing into
it will be at those
reservoirs. What I say? Until we need to make sure say sometimes there is blessing in some disasters near sea, so that going forward, I agree with Chum say and more munko.
Yeah.
Ignoring the structural integrity issues, Krampono, it doesn't even make sense. Say, Adi, look, you know, say this is a disaster-prone area. Adina, but once you see when the water recedes, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
We should be looking for alternative locations and housing.
And there is land. There is land.
You see, and that brings to bear the question on affordable housing.
Yeah.
Look, Anka, your war systems are yet me see affordable housing. Anka, where you dimbia
6 months.
Where within 6 months we can put up.
So Sky Group is doing one.
Good
to help. I know about 300 families.
These are the companies that are buying Ebwa. Bankrofu Adebia, you spoke about percentage, and percent can once. Yes, she is sick to a particular company in this country. But Skyway, these are the people you should partner with. Because on their own, they are feeling socially responsible. And almost are buying more companies like that to increase the number of units. Look, you can create a new city altogether. It's not Rwanda. They are creating new cities. Egypt. They can do it in thousands.
Obi, where you be a heritage fund or some of the funds are market
contingency
emergency
funds.
Yeah. Now they are supported. Yeah.
But that should not give the finance minister the opportunity to also go and blow the money. Because no,
but if the private sector company, in this case Sky Group, at a lower cost, then government should support them with the additional funding for them to do it. Because
no individual 300. You see, such will be well planned. These communities that are submerged, we share on plan. They are not even properly planned.
Oh no, they are not.
Because they are just springing up anyhow.
No, they are part of Ghana. If other
no, Gambaga did this planning. Yes, Anna. The cities and the communities will be well planned.
Absolutely,
they will be beautiful. And look, we are always complaining that there is housing deficit in Asifo and that Ghana and Shada and Yefesa. Say we don't plan with our buildings. A community like that could even be a model community. So the rural areas, you can replicate these all over. Oh, Rwanda is doing something like that. Egypt, India, sorry, affordable housing, yen one crime crown. Near Kokumazin, near Kokumazukra, me whom be was his womb.
As I was a audience. We are commissioner for 40
minutes. When was it done?
As I was there, that's not a long time.
Oh, a few years ago.
Why you've not been there before?
No.
Oh, really? They won't come Echihono.
Oh, okay.
It's done.
Now, but most of the time, you come affordable housing a young crime. STX by a young crime. Sagleme a young crime.
President
Koforia, there's a Muguso. State Housing has taken over.
No, like so. Nemika, those ones that are mostly like crap. But Koforia, and say how many after Kofo stories were how many years?
I know.
It was abandoned.
Yeah.
What I say? Okay. But I'm just saying, we need to be more diverse in our thinking when it comes to affordable housing. And yes, Sabi, Krokesi Munkwan and here affordable housing. No. And I am saying, yes, you will wonder, you can create new cities, new towns, new settlements. Near AC, if we are able to do this right, get alternative accommodation for them, like construct and build a new town and new towns. That could be a model to replicate in other rural areas. Now planning near Kama, you have nice roads, toilet facilities in Azifo. Now then it becomes a model for successive governments. What you say?
The one they are doing in Apiati, for example, is good.
Yeah, we share some model line. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You see, Achampon had this low-cost housing scheme. It was beautiful. Almost every village na Abenjuma for a war. There was some kind of low-cost housing. Simple, but not beautiful. Well planned. Gambaga say nebi wo come. What I say is something we can replicate. But now Chum Eka about the withdrawal.
Finally.
Yeah, let me just finish on that note. Mijindi say his approach has been fantastic so far.
Yeah.
He's looking more to the solutions. Even though at some point mischief kakra, but any day
normal.
Mischief in your eyes.
Of course, in my eyes, I saw some mischief.
There's no mischief here.
No, in my eyes, I saw mischief.
As well, there's no mischief.
But on the issue of withdrawing of forces by the Ghana Armed Forces, no, I don't see anything wrong with it. We share our primary responsibility is to protect Ghana's territorial integrity in the waters.
Yeah.
The exclusive economic zone.
Yeah.
The Ombebon by make sure say no, there is no encroachment, there is no, they protect our territorial integrity in the waters.
That's for the Navy.
That's for the Navy.
Yeah.
But in peace times too, they have responsibilities, such as assisting in disaster period.
Sure.
What is here? And it's even in the constitution. But Nekesia say in the Volta Lake, security of the lake and other responsibilities. But if Omejumane say, and search and rescue is part of their peacetime responsibilities. And Omubaye, Ebeboaye, fortunately for us, Obienwu.
Yeah.
And nobody is reported missing since Unifobia Yun Omubuaye. Now at some point they've realized okay, now it is for other agencies to continue unless something changes. Free war and hard because at this point, what really do we expect the Navy to do at this point?
I saw ocean videos now. Relief, because I'm told that some of the safe havens, so
delivery of relief items.
They call in their boats.
No,
boats no more they buy.
But so are we saying, sir, there cannot be movement of items other than the boats by the Navy? Maybe they've realized that they chose their words very carefully. Say the situation is under control now, which means that there are other alternative ways of ferrying relief items to the safe havens without necessarily having to rely on the Navy.
Okay.
Also, say anka if they had idle hands on because we withdraw men no. For what reason? I mean,
borders, your country borders, and
into Mumbra.
Who protect you from terrorism?
You see, sometimes we make all kinds of. And I mean,
they are.
No, they are stationed. No, but they are territorial integrity. They are
all our land borders.
All borders
in the wake of terrorist threats. No,
they have to.
Okay. Yes. Then it's very recent because at first they were not there.
Oh,
the last 4 years.
Yeah, so it's very recent. Then American because they were not there at first.
Okay, sure. And meanwhile, Jim also suggests as Uncle for Marine Police.
They are trained the same way like the
No, you see, every agency and institution, or mandate. Until I mean, they can in the constitution.
So,
assisting in disaster
peace, they do what? Okay,
no, it's in the constitution. They assist in disaster period.
Correct. So they
Marine Police and Marine Police almost mandate, even in peacetime, in our work, and come by in the constitution. The role of the Navy.
Accident is the first people that you need.
Remember, as we were interviewed there,
education. Another thing I more can and also misinformation. The argument is that Adena via refuanya dredging.
Yeah.
Na anke nsuo ba
dredging here the attempt they wanted no it was sent to court.
Zip line I know it is here.
Zip line.
In the 6 different
No, in this situation.
I know you're for blood donation.
No, and for sending of medicines.
Yes, send off. So ask and when there is request, be.
No,
and I have a situation. No, here
more parameters.
It's a valid question.
It is a valid question in your eyes.
Okay, me do
more parameters. For example, zip line. I think the closest on this end near Otra Suhum. Omenakon.
Yeah, there was our kind.
Omenakon. I think that's the closest one.
Okay.
And the distance, you know.
And to vote, you be a new baby.
Yeah, was 6. I have to check the
locations. Yeah.
But anyway,
so it's not even nationwide.
Oh no.
No, say baby, they are situated strategically.
There's no strategic location.
I don't know.
We have to check.
That's a government spokesperson. I'll bet check
it. Obi, lastly, the dredging. You see, your best reunion NDC4. Dredging now, VR4 almost starting in the 1990s, early 1990s. The reason why they do the dredging here, you be a friend of behavior. Apparently, that area, they do the dredging to redirect.
Kofi, I have 30 seconds for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
But the dredging has nothing to do with it. It has nothing.
If a scandal doesn't overtake it next week,
Ekosiisen, I have 94.7 FM.